I think I've hit another nerve, and that nerve is the fact that I'm pointing out PlayStation's shortcomings, and I'm somebody who plays in the PlayStation ecosystem. Many people have tried to pin Xbot on me, but they failed because there is just no trail to follow in saying that I'm an Xbot, like, or someone who's an Xbox fan. I'm more of a PlayStation guy. I have people who know that I play on PlayStation as well as PC, and thousands of them, by the way. It's not just a few of them. I put this out here because in this conversation, I think some PlayStation fans now want to take the whole thing to a different level, and that's a level of slander. Now, I have to point this out because this is something that, you really have to deal with and nip in the bud before it starts going, all over the place and people start talking nonsense about you, because your credibility is something that I think people attack when they no longer have anything to basically refute your case that you're making. So, shout out to this audience member. In my last video where I thought that PlayStation was bringing Predator Hunting Grounds to Xbox, we found out that actually they gave the publishing rights back to the developer, who is now bringing it to Xbox. So there was a small discrepancy there. However, I think someone decided that they were going to try to slander me. So Captain America 4992, shout out to you. You said to this person in a reply that I swear that I'm a PlayStation guy. And you said, I doubt it. He's probably a disgruntled Xbot that fled to PC like the rest and is using a family member or associate's PSN to make himself look legit. Okay, if that's what you want to do, then let's go ahead and talk about legitimacy. If you want, you can go and check the Gamey Daddy channel, or what I call now the Gamer Dad channel, which I started about 8 years ago, where I started playing Tom Clancy's The Division 1, which I'd always played on PlayStation, and then I moved to PC, and then I also came back to PS5 to play with some friends and some clans. That's where you're going to see the paper trail of me having been on PlayStation. Now, this particular claim that you're making is something that I've seen before. I've seen it even on this channel when I made so strong a case about how PlayStation is lacking. I think some of you took it very personally. Don't take it personally. PlayStation is just a box making company that doesn't care about any of us. So me making the case about how they can get better should not be a problem. The problem should be that we are not making a strong enough case to hold them accountable. And that's exactly where we need to be as a gaming community. And so what I said was, I went ahead and I replied in a playful way. And I said, even the guy that he replied to was saying something like, it's not that deep. It's probably just because, I want to just maybe make money on YouTube. And I was like, guys, if I want to make money on YouTube, I'll go back to my main channel. My main channel has a better CRM than the Video Game Fight School channel. Like, I don't have to do a lot of work. I have longtime fans that are almost a decade in terms of followership and viewership and subscriber base. There really is no problem. In fact, it was out of respect of some of my longtime subscribers on that channel that I created a second channel to actually do this stuff. Many of them were like, dude, man, we want to see Division content. Try and keep all this other stuff on the down low. And I was like, all right, we've been together. We're like family. I'm going to go create a whole different YouTube channel and actually cover other things that I want to cover. That's why you see me here, believe it or not. So again, this person said this, and then they replied, to the comment and said, grifters go through pretty great lengths to look legit. No, what I think is liars cannot stand the truth. That's just the reality. You see, you're lying now. And I have to actually point this out because at first I was going to take this, in more of a tongue-in-cheek way. But again, one thing people don't really understand is YouTube, or making content and talking about these things, is largely based on your personal integrity. Subscribers be damned, ad revenue be damned. If you do not have legitimacy, you're done. And for me, no one is gonna mess with my integrity because I've put in too much stock. I've put money aside. I've put everything aside to ensure that people can actually hear what I say. They can verify it. And if I make a mistake, they can call me out and they can correct it, and I will hold my L's. It's not an easy thing to do, especially in a time where there are people who are actually known, grifters, people who have actually said it themselves and exposed themselves as grifters here on YouTube. And then for somebody to come and tell me, oh my goodness, that you want to grift, nah, that's not going to fly. Because again, if you do not nip this in the bud, and I know comment section is full of all kinds of random stuff, it's going to fester and it's going to affect the work that you're doing. The work that I'm doing here on YouTube is simply the one of informing people, bringing out what we know, bringing out the evidence, the data that we have, everything that we can keep our hands on in order for us to know exactly where the gaming industry is going. Just at this point, PlayStation is sucking. If you're a true PlayStation fan, you should be willing to admit it. There's just no reason for you to start saying, "Well, you're not really a." No, no, no. I'm just not a. Someone who's gonna kowtow to a corporation. Sure, I could be a loyalist in some situations. However, with corpos that don't care about me, that have to work to get my money. If they're not working well, they're not gonna get my money. And number two, they're not going to basically just be let off just like that, just because I'm a PlayStation guy. That's not how it works. The way that it needs to work is we have to have integrity. We cannot let PlayStation slide with the nonsense that they're doing, especially when many PlayStation fans have criticized Xbox for way and far less. That just makes you look like a hypocrite, if at any rate, or it makes the PlayStation community look like they're full of hypocrites. So someone's got to say something. I'm not here to get your subscriptions. I'm not here to get your super chats and your whatever. No, you can keep that. Let's just all find the truth about what is going on. Not concerned about that. I do have a job, and I took a job because I specifically wanted to do YouTube from the perspective of just talking about things from the position of having the knowledge, the legitimacy, and the passion for gaming. That's why I took a job. I mean, I could have done YouTube full time. I've had the opportunity to do it many times full time, having a lot of different waves of ups and downs and subscribers and all that. But that's never been my priority. I like gaming enough for me to just do it for free. No problem. I can pretty much close down monetization from this channel. It would not bother me at all. Took a 2-year break. What do you guys think I was doing the last few years? I wasn't making content. I mean, some of my, audience members from my other channel, they found me on the internet. They were like, dude, your voice sounds familiar. I was like, it's me. They were like, dude, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, well, I'm just making random, content about gaming industry stuff that, is not the division. And they were like, oh, that's cool. So they dialed in, they subscribed. So at the end of the day, man, if it's about legitimacy that we want to talk about, that's not something that I have to sit here and fudge, nor do I even have to explain it to you. However, people look through the comment sections. People see these comments, and you might give them the wrong perception with the slander that you're trying to throw out there. It's okay. PlayStation will get better, but it will only get better if the fans admit that there are problems that need to be addressed. Without addressing those problems, PlayStation is going to continue to suck. I mean, look at them. They're charging $9.99 for basically a remaster that many other studios would just pretty much give for free. They have the resources to do it. It's not like PlayStation is hurting for money, according to the PlayStation fans who swear that PlayStation has, is doing fine. Yet they're trying to sell you $10 on a game that they're bringing a remaster for. They brought out remaster after remaster after remaster this generation. And somehow, after all of that talk of Xbox has no games, we're going to just let that stand? Ah, come on. And this is just one out of many different challenges that PlayStation right now is facing. But just because a few years ago they gave us a few games, we're going to now basically shelf, their shortcomings under some carpet when we're spending money. In fact, my PlayStation has been off for months, and my PlayStation Plus subscription is just basically running, dry because I paid for the darn thing, but I barely use it because the platform has just been, basically crap. I decided I was going to go play Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat 1 on PC, even though I prefer playing on PlayStation because PlayStation has some of the sweatiest, players, and that's how you get good. And I'm not saying PC y'all don't have, sweats, but there's a lot of sweat on PlayStation, man, from the fighting game community. I'm just saying, when I go on PlayStation, I break controllers and crap, but I played on PC because I was just not happy with what PlayStation was doing. So again, let's not, do all that. If you want me to show you hours played on different games on PlayStation, I mean, by all means, we can go that route. But, at this point, I don't think it's that deep, according to, Mythical Goon. He was like, hey, it's not that deep. It really isn't. But, I thought we'd go ahead and put it out there. All right. So thanks, fam. Appreciate y'all's concerns. I play on PlayStation. It's all right. There are people who know. You can go in Discord servers and ask and talk about it. You can go on my main channel. You can see my gameplay footage as far back as 2016, 2017. It's all right. You'll be fine. You'll get over it. Thanks for watching. Peace out.